and welcome to the show. I'm here today going to be taking a look at Golden Lap. I have to say, I have been rather looking forward to this game. So this is made by the same people that did Art of Rally and Absolute Drift. Very, very, very cool games. Very much enjoyed those games. And was looking forward to this one when I heard about it. When I played the demo of it, I played the demo a little while ago. It was very, very cool, very interesting. This is more of a management game, more of a sort of pseudo strategy. Now I started this. I've just started this career, this particular career here. We're a couple of races in. It actually went relatively well so far for us. So when you start off, you get to pick one of the 10 teams that you have available. So I went for a little bit of a midfield. A bit more of a midfield team. The McLarens and Ferraris and Lotuses are all very fast. So we're not going to likely be winning races, although weird things can happen because this is set in 1970 or sort of around the 70s era of Formula One crashes, car problem, all of those kind of things. There's a lot more unpredictability go on with this. I mean, you can hazard a guess the track that we are going to for this next one. So yeah, when you pick your team, you have to select various bits and pieces about your drivers and everything. You have a certain amount of money. So I have gone for a bit of a kind of a balanced team. I tried to get decent crew chief and decent enough engineer. I went for one driver who was very fast but not the most consistent, and one cheap driver who was a little bit more focused. It was a little bit more consistent in the hope that, Dino over here could score us some points from time to time and do good things in a good race. May crash, but could do good things, and they would hopefully be a bit more consistent and, luck their way. And so far that seems to have been how things have gone. So yeah, we're going to go and head into the race, and it looks like it's going to be raining at Hopkins Boot. I mean, we know where this is. It's where this is supposed to be. Right. I mean, we want to send the car. Actually, we want to send the cars out now on intermediates. Want to send them out as soon as possible because, well, it's going to be getting wetter at the end of the day. So we will send those out here. Over here. So this is not like modern qualifying. This is very much send the cars out, get them to do their lap. They come back in, we tune the car up, and then we go again. Hopefully minimal amount of traffic. Now this is the view that you have. You follow your little dots, your little numbers around the track. So we are across the line. We are second, and I mean we're never going to keep up with a lot of them. Fisher actually surprisingly good first lap in this one. If we can somehow sneak our way into the top 10, that's not completely impossible. Oh, someone is out. Who were you? LaRousse, what car are you driving? Oh, one of the Lotuses has binned it. Oh dear. Oh, red flag has come out. Ooh. I can't really do much. That's going to eat into the tyre. The track's only going to get... Oh, that's a problem. The track's only going to get wetter. I think our qualifying might be done. Now, there's still a reason to be going out, even though... So we can speed up time, of course. There's still a reason to be going out, even with the red flags. I'm just going to kind of slow that down a little bit, because we are going to send them out as soon as we can. So, as a qualifying run, we click here to send out. I mean, we're still going to be on intermediates. Now, at the end of each... end of each lap, you can use these points here to tune up your car. The goal is to get it towards that golden area. If you go there, you end up losing a bit of performance. So we're going to try and do a little bit of a balanced sort of tuning for yours, and then send you out. And then for you, you've got big gains there. Sure, we'll gain a little bit on engine and steering, which probably chassis next time. Send you out on some new intermediates. That's fine. They'll actually get a little bit of clean air. I don't think we're going to be second fast. So we're not likely to be going much faster, I don't think, in terms of lap time. The car will be getting slightly better, like the tune will be slightly better. But the weather, the rain is probably going to stop us from improving. There's a couple. Maldonado's got a green sector. Our drivers have not. There's a couple. I think Maldonado's the only one going faster. No one else is. No. Oh, I think we're not going to have a... But that's unfortunate. I mean, that is disqualified for you, right? That's what goes on. That's kind of what can happen. It is just so happens that, yeah, it's gone a little bit wrong for us this time. Will we get away with intermediates? I don't even know if we'll get away with intermediates at the moment. It's starting to get really quite quite soggy. We'll try one more. I think the next lap might have to be a wet weather lap, because I may as well send the cars out. There's no real downside. So this, while it is a management game, unlike something like Motorsport Manager or whatever, this is a little bit more of a manager-light sort of game, which is good. I love management games. I'm a big fan of them. However, they can be sometimes very difficult and impenetrable to understand and to really get into. And this is kind of nice and it's straightforward, and it's very easy to pick up and play. I mean, there is definitely an element of tactics and an element of strategy that will come on during the race, of course. And how you manage your budget in terms of the team is very much something that that does happen, but it's not quite as crazy or as in-depth as Motorsport Manager, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It makes it quite nice and easy to pick up and get started, and it's easy to get hooked on this. What do we want to do? Let's tune up. Oh, you're not really got any sort of big gains there. I guess we'll send you out on wets at this point just for the experience. I mean, we'll chuck some points into... Oh, that'd be quite nice to be able to do, especially if we get 17. I think we're going to have to be starting to go to wets at this point. Don't know if anybody else is coming out. Anybody else is going to be coming out with inters at the moment. They may just be giving up. Yeah, there's some have been changing. They are. The majority are now jumping onto wets. We're not going to be able to do a huge amount in this, so we just... I'm slightly disappointed we're not going to be able to, because, you know, can't quite show off too much of what was going on. Actually, we have just had... Okay, the wets are going faster. Pellegrini has had a hell of a lap. Up to 7th. Okay. You don't quite know how that one's works. That I'm very surprised. I guess maybe with the handling improvements or whatever, maybe that's working. Okay, well, I guess we're just going to now keep sending you out. You can get huge chassis upgrades for you. Wonderful stuff. Go on some more wet tyres. We'll get a couple more attempts at this. When I played the demo of this game, I very much enjoyed the demo. One of the things that I was most curious about, and one of the difficulties I see for this game, certainly for me as a commentator, talking to you as viewers watching this, you are basically watching numbers drive around a circuit, and I appreciate it visually. It may not be the most involving thing, and I do get why it might put some people off. I do understand that. That being said, from having played around, messed about with the career mode a fair bit here, it is surprisingly compelling. Even though, yes, we are just essentially watching these little numbers race around, a circuit. It is really quite surprisingly compelling. You get really, I say invested, but you're really wanting your drivers to be doing well and trying to, you can get into the strategy as much as you like and so on. It does work. I was worried that it wouldn't, and it might not work for everybody. As I said, I can very much understand why it might not work quite for everybody. But if you are, if you are a little put off me, I would go try the demo because it gives you a very good idea of how it all works. But yeah, even though it is literally just watching some numbers. Ooh, Pellegrini's up in 5th. What a lap to finish at the end there. We are 5th and 11th. We've actually outqualified. I mean, we know one of the Lotuses crashed, but we've actually outqualified an actual Lotus. Only the McLarens and Ferraris beat us. It's not technically called those teams, of course, but that's surprisingly good. That is surprisingly good indeed. Okay, so that was qualifying. That session there was a bit of a weird one. A little bit of a mess. So one of the things I will say that you will notice, and again, this is more of the era. Okay, modern Formula 1 cars are a lot closer. 1.7 or 1.6 seconds would probably cover the entire field at some circuits, whereas here, that's between 1st and 3rd. I mean, we're 5th, 3.2 seconds back. Our other cars 5 seconds. The gaps do get quite big. So really, in the early stages anyway, you're going to be having the Ferraris and the McLarens and sometimes the Lotuses are going to... there's going to be quite big gaps in the field. That is it is accurate for the era and so on. It's just a little bit jarring when you're perhaps... If you are more used to I say modern Formula 1, and things like Motorsport Manager where cars are generally a little bit closer. Now, what are we going? So, grid's pretty good. Oh, the drivers, I should point out. The drivers have all got their own traits, which is, something that you can delve into. So, for example, we've got a privateer driver, which means they're cheap to recruit, which is why I have Fisher here. Mediator, increases focus, but chance to increase speed. Patriotic means they go well at their own circuit. But you've got drivers, so reckless drivers, more likely to crash. Engineer likes them. You can get wet weather masters. You can get a jerk, -1 to engineer precision. So yeah, you've got to sort of pick your drivers and pick your traits. Actual racetracks as well have their traits. So some tracks are more likely to have rain. Some tracks are narrow, which makes it difficult to overtake. Some tracks are wide, makes it easy. Some tracks are dangerous, more likely for crashes. You can actually have fatalities as well, which was a very sad part of this, but it was, very much something that happened. I was just looking at the weather forecast here. Oh, it looks miserable, doesn't it? Games reckoning starting on wets. I'm wondering if someone's going to try intermediates. It's going to get wet very quick. 10 laps in, you'd probably be alright on inters. No, I reckon you can't start on wet. Oh, do you? Ooh. Do you run it on wets at the start and know they're not going to be the best? I don't know. I don't know the changeover point. That's the thing. Not 100% sure on the changeover point. We could split the strategies. Have you run really aggressively on intermediates, knowing you're going to have to pit? Although I can't actually have them run super aggressively the whole time because they're more likely to crash. I'm going to try this. I don't know. Okay. I'm the only one. It might work while the track is still dry, and if it doesn't work, then no crazy harm done. We were, a fair way down anyway. Plus, it puts us off strategy if there's like a safety car or a yellow flag, I should say. I don't think there's safety cars in this. So, the thing I've got to watch out for here, stress. If I run the drivers on like super aggressive driving mode, then they are more likely to crash. So I can't leave it on like that. Even if we ignore tyre wear, I can't leave them on like that for extended periods of time. They will not enjoy it. And they will, at the end of the day, wreck. Fisher crashed out of the previous race because I left them on aggressive driving and forgot about them a little bit. And they had a crash. Basically, they were kind of running to the end, and I just left them on maximum attack because they had the tyre life to do it, but they then crashed. So, yeah, if you're going to leave it, if you're going to do that, you've got to sort of chill them out. So, as expected, Fisher at the moment is slightly faster than the cars around them, although it's just been passed by Steiner. Now, we can run this at whatever speed we want. Pellegrini, are you trying to get past? I think it's supposed to be the Hesketh, I believe, is the red cars, or the equivalent of. Yeah, we had good qualifying. We've not quite had the race pace so far. Some are running higher engine modes. We might run those a little bit later. You can go back on the aggressive push for the moment. Do we want to give you a little bit of a hurry up for Pellegrini, maybe? Yeah, our cars are not working as well here as I had possibly hoped. So this is what you're doing. You're kind of watching it out. You can keep an eye on the sectors. You can try and spot where things are going, what's happening, if you're gaining, losing time and everything. Yeah, we're really not... Our cars are not working here today whatsoever. I was hoping to be battling in the top 10. Haven't really got much that I can do at the moment. I guess we can whack up some engine modes, try and get Pellegrini, get them on the move. Fisher is starting to maybe struggle with the tyres a little bit. I was hoping they might go a little bit. They go into lap 10. That would be okay. Let's just turn you off that because you are likely to crash. We're sort of hoping for an early safety car. If we could get an early safety car like that. Okay. It wasn't a car we were really racing. Campbell's got a puncher immediately. Okay, good news for us. What we were looking for. Because now we can pit Fisher and put them on some wet tyres. We're still going to lose some time, right? It's not perfect, but it is the best opportunity. We were hoping for an early... I was hoping maybe for 2 or 3 more laps to get the safety car. And then we're going to be off sequence, which I feel is helpful. Or might be helpful. We're not going to be, winning. we're kind of a bit of a midfield team. So I feel like throwing some curveball strategies in there just because, oh, Maldonado's got a puncher. So the cars do, when they go past the sort of site of the accident, there is always a chance they'll get punches and that sort of thing that you have to deal with. Mechanical failures can go on. Our cars are actually, it's still relatively early days, our cars are relatively decent reliability, but you have to sort of spend money fixing them, so you may gamble and you're more likely to have mechanical failures, of course. So, as I said, it is a much more simplistic one than something like Motorsport Manager, but there is still plenty of depth to it. There's still plenty to get caught up in and lose yourself in, which does make it. It's one of these games. Okay, it would be a weird comparison, but I kind of compare it a bit to Euro Truck Simulator for the same one that. Euro Truck Simulator is a very difficult game for me to explain to you why it is fun, but you can very easily spend a long time playing Euro Truck Simulator. And this is sort of a similar one. You are literally watching some numbers go around a little circuit, but it's surprisingly compelling. Watching your little numbers and trying to get your little numbers to do better. We have got up behind Rinaldi and we have passed. Good work from Pellegrini. If we can stay in the top 10, I'd be quite happy at this point. That's sort of the goal I've set myself in this. We're not likely to beat the Lotuses or the Ferraris. The Ferraris are having a little battle away up at the front in all of this. We're still battling away with, I'm not sure what that second orange team is, to be fair. Fisher, I guess, is just going to be kind of running. Fisher's got some clean air, which will help them. They're not going to be battling anything. And you never really know what is going to come our way. If we could start catching, I could really do with not battling with this orange car. Do we maybe go for a little bit more of a push at the moment? See if we can just get clear of the orange car. So whacking the engine mode up, telling them to push will make a drastic difference to lap time, will make significant differences to lap time. But you have got to keep an eye on it. There is no refueling in this. So while you start with a little bit more fuel than you need, you cannot run rich engine modes for too long. We have actually gone past Steiner now as well. If we kind of go with Maldonado, that would be helpful. Maybe we just turn that down a little bit. And yeah, like tyre strategy, you can see when I flick between the two, makes significant difference in the life of the tyre. So you're really going to have to be careful in managing, let's say, that sort of stuff. We are starting to catch here, so I'm tempted to tell Fisher to try and push past those two sort of blue cars. If we can get clear of them nicely. Pellegrini's lost out to Steiner. They're still having a squabble back there over 8th place. Okay, Fisher's done good work and has got clear. We'll leave you running rich engine mode for a little bit longer. Just try and pull away from those. Of course, a lot of the cars back there have got to pit again. We may end up having to do a really long stint on the tyres, which is, might happen. We're still battling away with Steiner over there. Come on, you can do this, Pellegrini. You are fast, and you have. Now, maybe if we tell you to just go whack up the speed just for a lap or two, just to try and build that gap. Our tyre condition isn't great, but it's not completely useless. We can go chasing after Hosler. Whether we can get past or not is another story. We're just going to turn it down. Just turn the speed down a little bit, try and make those tyres last. Fisher will have to pit again and will have to probably save tyres towards the end unless there is a fortuitous safety car going on. Weather looks like it's just maxing out. We're not getting the sort of rain for a bit, and this doesn't look like it's a drying race, really. It was a gamble with the Inters at the start. Whether it's going to turn out to be... I don't think it's going to turn out to have hurt us all that much because the yellow flag... I keep saying safety car, just from modern, but the yellow flag came out at a sort of fortuitous time for us. We will keep everyone, everything ticking around nicely. We're coming up to get lapped back there, which is fine. Fisher's going to have a bad lap. So they have, drivers are human, if you like, so they do sometimes make mistakes. They have good laps and bad laps and all of that. All right, Fisher has now got clear. We're just going to whack the speed up a little bit, try and get them to chase after the two. I think they're called Knight in here. I presume it's supposed to be like the shadow cars. We've kind of sat in 7th quite comfortably. Oh, one of the Knight cars has pitted. We're up to 13th place. Once again, not leave them running too long in that mode. Still got... Okay, so they're going to finish the race with like 6 laps of fuel. Everybody is in to the pits. I'm just going to slow down the time. So everyone is. A lot of cars are into the pits now. Do we... I think we're going to pit We're going to start losing. Can I just have a look at what the last lap time was? Yeah, we started losing lap time. Admittedly, Fisher was pushing. Pellegrini's losing a bit of lap time. I'm just looking at the general tyre life. Everyone else has pitted, so I think we'll stay on schedule. So we pit then, we're definitely going to have to do one more lap, even if, that is on push mode, so even if we can conserve tyres, we're never making it. So we'll leave it on neutral. I do like, the thing I really do like, is you can see like the estimate, so while we're paused here, can see the estimate of how long the tyres are going to last before you commit to a strategy. That's very good. We can tell them to fix the car. I reckon we're going to make it on this race, and you know, we're going to put some wet tyres on it. So that should be good. Fisher may do it on one more stop, but it is going to be a conserving tyres. It's going to be a conserving tyre race, basically, for Fisher until the end here, which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. We messed up the pit stop. Now we've come out behind. Okay. I mean, our weird strategies are kind of the worst. It's not the worst sort of thing, although Hosler has just managed to pull further away. We're going to have to tell... I think we're going to have to tell Fisher to extend this stint if we're going to make this work. Okay, you're going to have a good lap. Fantastic. You do you. Pellegrini is still ahead of Steiner. I don't know where they've come from. We've lost. I was never expecting to be battling with the Lotuses. That's not something that I was, going to be doing. Now, what I can do here is tell you, do not fight your teammate. Okay, now they have now swapped. Now fight everyone else, but don't fight your teammate. Could you make it to the end? Oh, no. 40 laps, that's so long. I mean, I wonder if I was to sit here and let them run down till the last moment of the yellow flag, he could maybe stretch it. I mean, it would be a crazy stretch on those tyres. It'd be a crazy stretch on those tyres, but it might be one of those that could score you some sneaky points. I'm going to try it. So, do we come in this time around, or do we come in next time around? It's going to drop us out in 12th place, maybe. Oh, it's such a gamble, that. And it's going to have to be, like, we can't ever run on that mode. I'm hoping for... I mean, I guess if a safety car comes out, or a yellow flag comes out later on... Yeah, I'm going to gamble it. It's worth it. It's worth, as I said, it's worth throwing these contrary strategies out. No real harm done if it doesn't work. Fisher was going to be around the bottom end of the points anyway. This could do something spectacular. They've just got to conserve the tyres. They wouldn't have got around for the next lap, so I picked the right time for them to come in. So yeah, Pellegrini has had, a good little... So we're just going to, again, whack up the speed mode. We're going to push... because Steiner is not that far away, so we kind of want to get a bit of a move on. Fisher is being lapped by a couple of cars. They're kind of quite safe in 11th, I think, because everyone else is going to have to pit again. So the two night cars are going to have to pit again. Rinaldi's going to have to pit again. So, yeah, that's fine. We've got a safe strategy. You've got to do your tyre whisperer duty. Can't remember if you've got trait. There is some traits. No, you've not got a trait that's like tyre. There are some. I've seen a driver with traits of like soft on the tyres, but I can't remember the actual phrasing for it. But yeah, we are going to not leave you on the high stress. It's not worth it. Fishers can just have a kind of a chill day because their goal is literally just nurse tyres around for the next 30 laps of this one. I'm going to speed up a little bit of time here because I haven't got a huge amount. I mean, I can sit and enjoy this. And I do actually often find myself just watching it and seeing what's going on. What are the lap times looking like? Pellegrini is around similar pace to Hosler, but it's quicker. Hosler had a bad last lap, although as did, as traffic and they're getting lapped and so on. They have good laps, they have bad laps, and all of that kind of thing. Fisher has lost a few places, but like I can't panic. I can't do anything with Fisher at the moment. It really is just a... I hope they make it to the end, and everyone else is going to have to pit at some point. Yeah, that safety car, the yellow flag came at a little bit of a wrong time for us. Would have been good if it could have come out a little bit differently. I mean, Pellegrini, we can again go for a little moment of push. This is more about Pellegrini just secure an 8th. If we can gain some ground on Hosler, we'll watch this lap come in and see how it goes. I'm curious as to what the lap times are going to be, which is why I kind of left the time speed a little bit lower. It is a 42.9, almost as fast as the Ferraris on that one, and then we can go back to just chill it a little bit because I don't want to overdo the tyres. Fischer, has fallen down and is struggling. Well, Pellegrini's had a good lap and then a bad lap. Yeah, Fischer's strategy is... I'm losing a bit more time with him than I thought I was going to. I didn't think we were going to quite slip so far back running it conservatively. I mean, I can whack up the engine mode every so often, so that's fine. But yeah, they just have to drive incredibly slowly. Don't think that strategy is quite working. As I said, everyone's got to pit again. I think Fischer's going to end up in somewhere around 11th or 12th. Pellegrini is actually looking quite solid in 8th. Possible 7th place. Essentially, if we every so often bang in a really fast lap, then... you know, we can reel in. I mean, we hope Hosler will make a mistake or car will break down or something like that. Could be fun. We're just going to turn your engine mode down a little bit. Pellegrini has got closer now. If we pit here, we will make it. Yeah, we will make it. I don't know. The AI are pitting as well. I think we've got to. I will assume Hosler is going to pit. Do I pit? If I pit Fischer, we're kind of screwed now. Who crashed anyway? Fonse. Someone, it didn't matter. If I pit Fischer now, our strategy's screwed anyway. They're going to be screwed because I think all of the night cars are going to end up out in front of them, maybe. Because everyone is going to surely dive in the pits, and Fischer will overtake some, but not all of them. Yeah, we kind of... that's really worked against us. We've got one. We jumped one of the night cars, but... yeah, not quite what we needed. Maybe our best bet then. You know what? We are gonna pit you. It kind of screws our strategy, but if I don't pit you, we're just going to fall back anyway. So this, at least, we've got a faster car than the car around us, so we can do a little bit of juggling and balance the pace and try and catch. It's not really what I wanted, that one. That is not what we needed at all, but we will come in. And it's not like we can even change compounded tyres because we've not got that. We've got out ahead of Rosenqvist. That's what matters. Right. It is push time now. It is really time to go here. Likewise, we will tell Pellegrini we're trying to push past the Hosler. Hosler's the one we want to try and catch. If we can make that, if we can get clear, have a good lap, and then we can turn down, which we are now up into 7th place. LaRousse is too far gone. We're not going to get there. Right, you chill it a bit. Whack the engine mode up though. Again, which is chilling it in terms of the driving because I don't want them to crash with the stress, keeping the stress low. Basically, you make that mistake once and then you're bloody paranoid about it for all future races. So we're just going to calm it down again. And, you know, there's no point in going too crazy on the tyre wear. Fischer's about to have a bad lap. Your fuel, you're almost good, actually. You're almost good to run it the whole way with rich engine mode, which is nice. You're actually having a bad lap, so we're going to turn that down. One of the Ferraris is in the pits. So, yeah, I think a lot of what we've got here now is just kind of making sure we stay ahead of Hosler, which I think we've got the hang of. I think we've got Hosler's trying to save tyres at the moment, which surprises me. Yeah, LaRousse is a bit too far gone, so we will. Yeah, I think we can just kind of speed a little bit of time up here at this point, because our strategies have kind of played out. It's not worked with Fischer. The timing of all the yellow flags just didn't really go. It was a gamble. We weren't sure. Oh, there's another yellow flag. I mean, that's going to actually save our tyres a bit more as well for a bigger push. Who's gone out? Oh, Steiner's gone out. Well, let's put Fischer up a place. I mean, we're not a million miles away from the points. It's quite a long way. Fischer, you're going to have one hell of a run here. The rain has stopped. The sun has come out, but it's never going to dry enough for a splash and dash on Inters. I mean, yeah, we were the fastest car faster than we would have been on Inters for a few laps, but it's going to be a long way away from that now. The good news is, though, we will have the fuel to run aggressive pretty much until the end now. Certainly with Fisher, you can run aggressive. 9 laps left, and we can probably run you a little bit aggressive as well. You're going to be close. If they're not looking like they've got anyone to really catch, we might just turn it down to be safe. But yeah, Fisher is really going to be, this is going to be a really push hard to try and get in the points. We're now 9 seconds clear of Hosler, which is what we want. The Ferraris are having their own little duel of the fastest lap of the race. The Ferraris are almost lapping the McLarens. Oh, someone else, red flag. Ooh. Who was that who went in the wall? March. Oh, the Ferrari's gone in the wall. Not actually had a red flag yet. Oh, dear. I mean, that has put... I mean, do we... I guess we may as well just put brand new wet tyres on the car. I don't know. I don't know how a red flag works. I mean, can we fix the car under a red flag? I guess we can. Well, that's actually quite fortuitous. Not that it was a particular concern. Yeah, I actually have not had a red flag yet when doing these. Fisher's up to 11th. We may score points. Our bizarre, messed up strategy may actually net us some points at the end of all of this. Right, so I'll just slap on some new tyres so we can just do as many aggressive laps as we like at the end. As don't really even need to bother about repairs. Your car's fine. We can whiz through this. Yeah, damn. The Ferraris were racing each other so hard they actually wrecked it. Oh, right. I guess we now push really hard for this first lap to try and make up some ground. Pellegrini's up to 4th. Fisher's up to 8th. We've had a monster start. No one was expecting that. I can tell you for sure. Yeah, of course, so Pellegrini's absolutely bombing it. He's a lap down on the Ferraris and the McLarens, but has got themselves through this sort of gap. Fisher, I guess, is a lap down, maybe? They haven't allowed the cars to unlap themselves, which has made this very complicated and very confusing. So, unfortunately, despite the fact Fisher is going to pass the Lotuses, can we get far? Oh, there's another crash. Who's gone in the... This is the Morel has had an accident. This is mad. I've never had this many. We may even finish under yellow flags at this. No, we won't finish yellow flags. This race has been madness. I mean, I've seen some hectic races, but this is something else. But that's, this era of Formula 1 was like this. Cars broke down, a lot more crashes, all of the craziness went on. Pellegrini's got the fastest lap of the race as well, which I think gets us the point. This does use modern points for the races. This has been absolutely balmy. We have lost out to the... I mean, we're not actually racing. Maldonado is the one we're worried about here, because that Lotus is for track position, if you like. This is bonkers race, and I love it. I'm so the qualifying session wasn't that good, was it? Well, wasn't amazing. It was a bit sad about, but this race has been everything I would want from a race that's going into a video. It's had everything that you could possibly deal with, and again, I appreciate we are literally just watching numbers go around a circuit, but it is so compelling at times when you get a race going on like this. And it really is, can Pellegrini hold on to 4th place? Can we hold off Maldonado? Sadly, Fisher is never going to get more than 8th because they're a lap down at the moment, so we can't do much more than that. It's a shame that Pellegrini was a lap down because otherwise we're sitting in a podium spot. That Ryan in 3rd, is under no pressure whatsoever, but we are well clear of Lovra. I don't know how to pronounce the names here. I apologise. Mistakes are going to be made. Maybe we don't run them too aggressively on the old... maybe we just tell them to chill out just a little bit here. We don't need them. We don't need our drivers being one of the ones making an accident, making a mistake here. Because there's been so many going on in this one. We have a few laps to go. I mean, Fisher looks relatively safe back there. Ahead of... Although 9th place is ahead of 7th place, which is confusing. So we can maybe tell Fisher to push a little bit. I mean, yeah, if we're going to get fastest lap in the race, awesome. Happy with that. We are actually keeping pace with the leaders. We've actually unlapped ourselves from... 2nd place, not quite unlapped. Pellegrini not quite unlapped themselves from the leader. We are going to overtake a Ferrari. Hey, there we go. Curious, is anybody else? No one else is actually really pushing as hard as we are. Oh, you chill out now. I guess there's probably wear and tear we're putting on the cars that we don't really need to here. I think we're kind of we're safe where we are. No need to push the cars. No need to risk blowing them up. Oh, what a manic race. I can't believe Fisher's got points in this race. A bizarre strategy that possibly shouldn't have worked, but saved by some red flags and a really good restart under and after those red flags has really, really helped us. So, oh, jeez. Okay, well, I did say that's possible. I, again, have not had that one happen. So, yeah, the drivers can, unfortunately, pass away. And that was, one of the champions. I might even mean the championship leader. Holy crap. We got fastest lap of the race. That is a sombering thought from a very wet Watkins Glen. But yeah, we're up in fourth in the driver in the constructors. Only 1 point behind Lotus. Christ, the sponsors were happy. I wasn't expecting to be doing that well. Yeah, okay, wasn't the championship leader, but either way, that's one of the big main drivers. Yeah, I mean, I've got to say. Sorry, we are fourth overall in the constructors. That was for that racing. We've got new sponsorship challenges. So you get sponsors that can come in. We'll try and golden tune the chassis, sure. Ethan Ward has been hired to replace them. Yeah, this is really cool. As I said, slightly more streamlined than something like Motorsport Manager, but so captivating because you get really, really wild races, you get really crazy things. It's going to be different every time. I cannot recommend this game enough if you have any interest in these sort of management strategy games. Yeah, it's just really very, very well done. So there we go. It's out now. I think it's out today. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.